Hi, I'm Michael,
And I'm Whitney.
and we're here to do my first book haul. She's got one too. And
Oh, yes.
I want to mention her stack's bigger than mine.
Shut up. Okay.
I got the dog.
Who wants to go first?
So we'll go in order of what we've read and what we haven't read. So I'll do one I've read, and then you should do one you've read. I don't know all of the ones she's read, so I'll do mine, and then I'll grab one for her that she's read. And I told you the cat is always in every time I try to film.
She's fine.
I tried to film without her, and the cat attacked me. That's why now we're doing my first videos with her here. So the first book I'm going to do is Carved and Marked by Veronica Roth. I don't even have to look at her author name. I'm proud of myself on that. Because I see so many people... Oh, I can't hold it up very well because I'm off in this angle, and you're off over the... You're in the better angle. So I have read this book. So basically this book is about two separate societies, and you have two lead characters going between viewpoints. I'm not going to butcher their societies either. I have a very country accent, you will come to learn this. Really, with this book, I heard a lot of people calling it racist, or what was the other thing people were saying? It glorified mental illness.
Lisa did a pretty good review on why she thought some of the things that people were saying weren't exactly how they seemed. Her channel name is City of YA Books. If you're interested, we'll leave a link below in the description or in the cards somewhere. You know the drill. Okay, so my first book is, well, first of all, it's coverless. I may insert a cover image just so you guys can see, but it's A Conjuring of Light
That was my glasses.
by V.E. Schwab. Can't say much about this book because it is, the third in a series.
So this is Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology. That is a word I do have trouble with. Since she did it to me, I'm going to do it to her. I couldn't get her glasses, big head. But this book is very simple. There's really not much you need to say about it. I did give this one 4 stars just because I felt he slipped a little bit here and there. I'm a big fan of mythology, so when I read them, you're never really going to get anything higher than 4 stars for me on that. And usually, I do give mythology, especially Norse mythology, 1 star. So 4 is a really big deal. He did a very good job. You have all the usual characters. Odin, Loki, it's just retelling, so if you do love mythology, he did a very good job making that an easy read.
My next book is Stranger Than Fanfiction by Chris Colfer, and for those of you who don't know, hello, I'm gonna hide your face again. Chris Colfer is the guy who played Kurt on Glee. It follows some kids who just graduated high school and they plan to go on a cross-country road trip, and one of the friends decides to jokingly email their favorite actor who kind of brought them all together and jokingly asked him if he wanted to join them on their road trip. And he never expected a response, but he got one, and it said, "What time?" And none of that is a spoiler. It's all in the back of the book, but it just follows them kind of on the road trip. It's also a diverse read.
So the next one is Neil Gaiman, The Graveyard Book. Every time. I'm going to hit your glasses at some point. I'm going to get it. I think most people have probably beaten me to reading this one. I just picked it up. I thought she had read most of Neil Gaiman. She played me. I feel very betrayed on that, but I did greatly enjoy this book. This book features the character Bod. He used fart.
Bod?
Yeah, Bod. His name is Bod.
He's a bod and he smells like a fart.
Yeah. He probably does. He lives in a graveyard. It follows him from when he's a baby. And his name really isn't Bod. But his name in the story is Nobody Owens. He has this caretaker, and I'm going to go ahead and give a very sad realization I had at the end of this book. I'm not going to tell them. I'm just going to... It's a sad realization about myself.
Oh.
That it took me that long to figure out what his caregiver was. What the hell are you doing? So if you haven't read it, read it, and tell me how long it took you to figure out what his caregiver is. Not the ghost, everybody knows about the ghost in the graveyard, but his caretaker that can leave the graveyard.
We're down to books I haven't read now. My next book is not a novel. It just looks like a novel. And it is What the Fuck Is That? A saga anthology of monstrous and macabre. And it's by a bunch of different people because it's a collection of short stories. So, really just bought this because it said that every story was gonna say, what the fuck is that in it? So, yeah, that sounds right up my alley.
I didn't buy this for the
I know
cover.
you didn't.
So I didn't buy this for the cover. Totally didn't. City of Dark Magic. By who the hell is this by? Magnus Flight?
I told you.
Flight? Magnus Flight. Correct me if I'm wrong and y'all know how to say it. I do not know much about this other than it's set in Prague. There's magic, a time-traveling prince, and I think dwarves. Is it dwarves? It's Cloak and Dagger, but she transcribes music, and apparently shit happens and then some more shit happens, and there's a
Shit always
second book.
happens.
And that's my saying, is like, I'll be telling somebody about a book, and I'm like,
Shit happens.
yeah, so they go to Prague, and she works at this museum, and then shit happens.
The next book that I got is a new release-ish kind of thing, and that is The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. The only thing I know about this book is that it's about lady gladiators, and that right there, sold.
This book was actually recommended to me by somebody who works for me, so he was so excited telling me about this story that I just figured I'm gonna pick it up, I'm gonna read it. It's science fiction. I like science fiction. I think we've discovered that. That's like my favorite.
Yeah.
It's like my go-to, and it's so expensive.
Yeah, you're more sci-fi, I'm more fantasy.
This is Stranger in a Strange Land by Robert A. Heinlein. And it's a little thick because it's mass paperback, so the font is really small, and I got like 2 books with really tiny text in them today. But I'm a speed reader, so I'm hoping it doesn't affect my eyesight too much. Basically, what I know about this is the boy, the lead character, I want to say his name might be Michael Smith. How original! Valentine Michael Smith. Basically, he's a boy born on Mars. His parents were original scientists to the Space Odyssey to Mars. This was written in a time when we had moonlust in the world going on, and if Whitney made a face, I saw it. That's all I really know about this one, is that he goes back to Earth.
Okay.
And shit happens, basically.
Next book is Scythe by Neil Schusterman, and what I know about this book is that it's about... Yes, it's about that. It's about when the human race is able to basically eradicate death, and so now the only people who can end life are these people called... Are they scythes? Are they actually called scythes? Yes, they're actually called scythes.
So I do not know much about this book either. We are down to all the books I know nothing about. I just picked them up. This one is for its cover, and it's really pretty. And I can't say it, because it's actually Devourers. But it's by Indra Das. I want to say it would be Das. It wouldn't be Das. It's set in India. There's a college professor. What I do know is that apparently the main character that this follows either has gender role issues or sexuality issues, which none of these things bother me at all. I'm actually really cool with that. She's already said she's going to steal it from me at some point and read it. So this will be one you might actually see upcoming in the future on one of our channels, if not both, of arguments. Of I view it this way, she views it that way, and you'll get kind of a male-female perspective. It has writing on the spine.
Let me cover your face again with my pretty book.
It's pretty.
The book that everyone knows, The Edge of Everything by Jeff Giles.
I know it.
This is about a girl who encounters this guy called X, who comes from this weird-ass place that I don't remember what it's called, and he has to do something to get out of being in that place because he doesn't want to be in that place anymore or some shit. I heard really good things and it sounded fun, and it says this on the side.
And then shit happens!
One more soul, and then shit happens!
And then shit gets real. Never forget the getting real part. And number 3 for Neil Gaiman on this. It's like he won the month, because I have, how much money have I spent on him? So I have American Gods. So all I know about this book is what I've pretty much been told by Whitney, who again has not read it.
I know things.
She knows things.
BookTube teaches you things.
So you'll have to teach me because I know nothing. But I do know that these are gods who apparently live on Earth, and not just on Earth, but apparently in America, so that's some fucked up shit right there. I mean, if I was a god and they were like, hey, you gotta go live on Earth, it would not be America that I would choose.
Okay, so the book that I have now is Dread Knight by April Daniels, and this is an Own Voices novel. It is... I don't know if this classifies as science fiction or fantasy, but it's about a trans girl who has this superhero basically fall and die in front of her or some shit like that, and she inherits the powers. How do you feel about that? Not what you thought this was.
I kept thinking there was a dog on the cover, but it's her leg.
I actually heard about this book on Spicy Mage's channel. He's pretty new. If you guys want to go check him out, I'll leave his link somewhere. Hello. Our dog is saying hello again. She likes you guys. And it's me again because I bought more books. One more book specifically, and this probably won't come as a surprise to anyone. That book is Behind the Scenes Volume 3. In a previous video, I said that this book had a chaotic drawing to it, so it kind of got a little hard to read. That's it for me. Are you gonna outro your video on your own this time? You have to tell them the video's ending. You can't just go bye!
Bye! So what do you say?
That's all for this video. I'll see you guys next time.
That's all, folks.
So you have to outro.
Why do you outro?
Because outro. You can't just turn the camera off. They're gonna be like, oh, it's over. Okay?
that's all for this video. I really don't know what you want me to say.
He's trying to say goodbye.